Number 10, released on Liam's birthday. The internet buzz around Flowers began when fans noticed its release date. The new single was dropped on January 13th, which was Liam Hemsworth's 33rd birthday. Now, could this be a coincidence of epic proportions? Yes, of course. But given the contents of the song, it makes it seem like the date was significant and almost like a giant FU. In the new song, Miley opens up about finding joy and empowerment after a painful breakup, with the chorus centering around buying yourself flowers and learning how to embrace independence. To give you a bit of context, Miley and Liam dated on and off for about a decade and had a whirlwind marriage before their relationship came to an end. So when it comes to Hollywood relationships, they were actually together for a long time, and they met at a very young age. They first crossed paths on the set of the last song back in 2009. They fell in love during production, and at the time, Miley was quoted as saying, "He really respects me for who I am, because coming from Australia, he didn't really know me as the celebrity I am here. I got to tell him about myself on my own terms and my own way. He had no preconceived notion of who I was supposed to be." Number 9, Bruno Mars lyrics. Although the singer isn't credited as a sample on the song Flowers, many people believe that the 2012 hit song When I Was Your Man was reworked to fit into Miley's breakup anthem. Bruno Mars included lyrics expressing that he wished to have bought his ex-girlfriend flowers and held her hand. He pretty much admits that he should have been more attentive to her when they were together, while in Miley's version she changes up the lyrics a little bit to reflect her state of mind without Liam. She sings, "I can buy myself flowers and I can hold my own hand." In the song you can see that she's finding joy and empowerment after a breakup, and essentially saying that she's better off on her own. In Bruno's song he sings, "Should have gave you all my hours when I had the chance. Take you to every party cause all you wanted to do was dance." Then in Miley's song she says, "Talk to myself for hours, say things you don't understand." And even the tune of the two tracks are similar. Fans have since theorized that Liam once dedicated the song to Miley, and if that's true, it would make Flowers all the more brutal, since she reinvented the whole song to be about self-love. Number 8, their house fire. In the opening verse of Flowers, Miley sings, "We were good, we were gold, kind of dream that can't be sold. We were right till we weren't, built a home and watched it burn." Many people believe that the fire metaphor could be referring to the Malibu home that she shared with Liam, which burned down during the 2018 California wildfires. Miley actually said that the loss of their home is partially what led them to get married. At the time, the tragedy actually seemed to have brought them closer together. The singer went on Jimmy Fallon that same year and praised her then husband for saving their animals that they kept around the house. She said, "Liam was an amazing hero. He got all the horses, the pigs, 7 dogs, 4 cats. His truck was filled. It was really sexy to me." Then in a 2019 interview with Elle, she said, "When you experience what we experienced together with someone, it's like glue. You're the only two people in the world who can understand. I would say that losing the house changed us more than getting married changed us." Number 7, the dance move. Some fans have drawn comparisons between a clip from the song's music video and a past red carpet moment that almost seemed to foreshadow their breakup. In 2019, the former couple attended a Vanity Fair Oscars party, and they were asked by a reporter what a dance number would look like between them. When Miley began dancing on Liam, clearly wanting to have a little bit of a joke, he shuts it down and says, "We're not doing this, not on the carpet." One Twitter user put that video side by side with a promo clip that Miley posted of her song, where she looks like she's doing a similar dance move, while the lyrics "I Can Love Me Better" play in the background. Now, if you don't know why that viral video was so significant, a lot of people pointed to it as the downfall of their relationship, because what was supposed to be a silly moment on the red carpet ended up showing us how different the two of them had become. One user commented, "LMAO, did he not realize who he was dating? That's like dating a comedian and being mad that he's cracking jokes." Someone else wrote, "How did they even date in the first place? They seem like two completely different people, which is why this is so cringy." Number 6, the Access Hollywood interview. Dropping another Flowers Easter egg, Miley again referenced that particularly awkward interview that the couple did back in 2019. At the time, they were attending the Vanity Fair Oscars party, and they were stopped on the red carpet by a reporter who lavished praise on Miley. She said, "We've loved you for so long." But Liam apparently thought the compliment was for him, and he responded by saying thank you, which led the reporter to clarify clarify and say, "Oh yeah, I'm not talking about you." At this moment, he jokingly rolls his eyes and smiled through the awkward moment. As Miley was asked, "You have grown and done so much as a woman and a person and a musician. Does it feel good where you are right now?" Fans in the comment section of the video pointed fun at the fact that Liam seemed to answer her question for her, without realizing that he was not the person being asked. Some pointed to this moment as evidence that he was showing some signs of jealousy in their relationship. So it's possible that the couple were not only mismatched in personalities, but Liam might have also been suffering from a bruised ego, considering Miley's undeniable star power. Number 5. Lyrical references. In the second verse, Miley seemed to divulge moments from behind closed doors from when Liam tried to win her back. She sings, "Paint my nails cherry red, match the roses that you left." But despite proclaiming that she didn't want to leave over and over during the chorus, the song tells us that she isn't looking back at their relationship with sadness. Instead, she lets us know that she has no remorse, no regrets, and that she forgives every word he said, while the music video shows her dancing around her mansion all on her own. In December of 2020, Miley spoke to Howard Stern about their relationship and said, "Me being an intense person and not wanting to sit with it and not wanting to go, what could be purposeful about this? I just clung to what I had left of that house, which was me and him. And I really do and did love him very, very much and still do. I always will." So it's possible that a large part of Flowers was about expressing the love that she still has for him and the happy moments they shared together that she didn't want to let go of. Number 4. The meaning behind it. At the heart of the track, Flowers is a song about recognizing a frustrating situation, but choosing to let go and focus on being good to yourself. It deals entirely with the ups and downs of their long-term relationship, where Miley alludes to the fact that things were once great, but then suddenly they discovered that they just weren't right for each other. She says at first she didn't want to leave or lie, but when she began to cry, she found strength in herself and realized that she can be free of the negative emotions the relationship was causing her. But the song does make it sound like the two of them are still hooked to one another, and there's a lot of ambiguity there. You could also argue that Miley left a lot of these Easter eggs to try and get Liam's attention, which is like loudly declaring, "See, I've moved on," to the person you've apparently moved on from. She even says in the lyrics that she's forgiven every word he said, but it's hard to forget that the two of them were in a decade-long complicated relationship, so maybe she still has some hard feelings that she's trying to work out. Miley and Liam seem to be done for good, but time will tell if this is just another breakup before they get back together. But if she means what she says on Flowers, then she's certainly fine on her own. Number 3. Changing her mindset. The music video shows Miley in the same mode of self-care and confidence as she goes from trudging on the street in despair to strutting around in her driveway and stripping down to her bathing suit for a day of yoga, swimming, and dancing underneath helicopter lights. There is so much meaning behind her new song when you compare it to her 2013 video for We Can't Stop, which showed a 21-year-old Miley at the wildest party anyone could imagine, while her 2019 video for Slide Away shows her disillusioned with everything around her at a house party, which is around the time of her marriage to Liam. Then in Flowers, she throws a party just for herself at home, and she looks happier than ever while she's dancing alone. When you put all of this together, we see the big picture of Miley's transformation over the years. And it's not just about her love life either. The 30-year-old singer has lived so many lives already. She's been a Disney star, a country singer, then she moved to R&B for a while and back into pop. But her whole style and aesthetic did a complete 180 somewhere around 2020 when she started embracing all things rock and roll. Now it seems like she's really found the perfect genre for her voice. Number 2, the outfits. Of course, we have to talk about all the clothes featured in the music video because they all have some kind of a significance to the song's lyrics. Miley kicks off the video by strutting around the streets of LA in a vintage gold gown while she sings the opening verse, "We were good, we were gold, kind of dream that can't be sold." The vintage dress is actually from YSL's 1991 fall collection, and it includes a draped hood, crisscross waistline, and prominent cutout that exposes her entire stomach. She styles it with rectangular sunglasses and metallic heels. When she arrives at a house, Miley removes the dress to reveal a matching lingerie set as she lounges poolside, takes a dip, and crushes an outdoor workout. Lastly, but certainly not least, she reveals her final look, a black oversized blazer with trousers from Saint Laurent's 2022 fall collection. collection, worn with nothing underneath as she joyously dances through the house. Miley's clothing choice throughout the video reflects her newfound confidence. These days her vibe is a lot less look at me and more here I am. Like a person who doesn't need your approval because they never even thought to ask. And coming in at number 1, a new chapter. With the release of Flowers, Miley has made it clear that she's not only healed from her past relationship with Liam, but she's actually ready to move on and maybe even find love again. This lines up pretty well with who she's dating at the moment. The singer seems to be happier than ever, and she's been dating fellow musician Max Mirando for just over a year. The two were romantically linked after they were spotted dancing at Miley's New Year's Eve party special in January of 2022. During a broadcast which she co-hosted with Pete Davidson, she sang a new track called You, which many fans believe is actually about Max. The pair do have a 6-year age difference, but they are said to be very compatible with each other. They apparently met through mutual friends and have a tight connection since they're both artistic and creative, and they can bond over being musicians. In February of 2022, the couple escaped the winter cold in Cabo, and paparazzi caught them kissing poolside in their private villa. Max is a drummer for an LA-based rock group called Lily. Before joining this squad, he was a member of the Regrets from 2015 to 2018, also as the drummer. So clearly they're both super talented and seem like they're going to be a great match. Number 10, pushing him away. A few months before Miley and Liam officially announced their breakup to the world, a viral video ran rampant on social media which showed her physically pushing him away. They were at the world premiere of Avengers Endgame in April of 2021, and while posing on the red carpet, Liam was getting annoyed at Miley, proposing provocatively and trying to get a funny picture while licking his face. At this point, he becomes frustrated and says, "Can't you just behave for once?" In response, Miley then mouths the words, "This is me," before pushing him aside and posing for pictures all on her own. At the time, she was heavily criticized for wanting to be the center of attention and embarrassing Liam at the premiere for his older brother's movie. But as we know now, this wasn't the case at all. If anything, this was yet another moment where we really see the difference between the two of them. She doesn't take these red carpet events too seriously and wants to have a little fun. Meanwhile, Liam is the complete opposite. There's nothing wrong with the fact that he's a bit more reserved, but he should not have tried to dim her light. Number 9, calling her marriage a disaster. Back in March last year, Miley made fun of her brief marriage to Liam while she was helping with a public proposal. During her performance at Lollapalooza, Brazil, she saw a fan propose to another fan in the crowd and invited the couple up on stage for their special moment. After congratulating the newly engaged couple, she then wished them luck on their next chapter and said, "Honey, I hope your marriage is better than mine. Mine was an effing disaster." A video of the moment went viral on Twitter, and it seemed like everyone had an opinion about the amount of shade that was thrown. Someone wrote, "She never misses an opportunity to throw a dig about her marriage to Liam. The breakup must have been really bad because this is like the 3rd time I've heard her bring it up." Another user wrote, "The breakup must have been messy. This is the 3rd time she brought up the divorce." Miley literally says her marriage was a disaster, and they were married for less than 2 years. While there are some who said that it was immature and petty of her to call out Liam while she was on stage, others applauded her for being real and finding the humor after going through a heartbreaking divorce. Number 8, Instagram Live diss. In October of 2019, while on Instagram Live, Miley threw major shade at Liam and made some pretty controversial comments in the process. Streaming to fans from her home in LA, the star invited her boyfriend at the time, Cody Simpson, to join the chat when she made a dig at Liam. Gushing over her new man to her millions of followers, Miley said she thought she had to be gay because she thought all guys were evil before she met Cody. She said, "There are good people out there that just happen to have D's. I've only ever met one, and he's on this live." She then points to Cody and says, "There are good men out there, guys. Don't give up." She then slips in the fact that she's only ever dated women because she had been turned off by men, which of course was a little problematic because it's not as though people can just choose their sexuality. Miley said, "You don't have to be gay. There are good people with D's out there. You've just got to find them. You've just got to find a D that's not a D, if you know what I mean." Although that last part was a little weird, she very clearly made her point by uplifting Cody and subtly dissing all the men that she's been with before. But we know that she was mostly just talking about Liam. Number 7, that awkward interview. In 2019, the former couple attended the Vanity Fair Oscars party, and they were asked by a reporter what a dance number would look like between them. When Miley began dancing on Liam, clearly wanting to have a bit of a joke, he shuts it down and says, "We're not doing this, not on the carpet." When that video went viral, fans pointed to it as the downfall of their relationship, because what was really supposed to be a silly moment on the red carpet ended up showing us how different the two of them had become. One user commented, "LMAO video, did he not realize who he was dating? That's like dating a comedian and being mad that he's cracking jokes. Someone else wrote, how did they even date in the first place? They seem like two completely different people, which is why this is so cringy. At another point in the interview, the reporter lavished praise on Miley and said, we've loved you for so long. But Liam apparently thought the compliment was for him and he responded by saying thank you, which led the reporter to clarify and say, oh yeah, I'm not talking about you. In response, he jokingly rolled his eyes and smiled. But some people pointed to this moment as evidence that he was showing some signs of jealousy in their relationship. Number 6 says she's sick of men. In July of 2019, a little while after the pushing incident, Miley and Liam were spotted having a public fight. Following the argument, Miley was on stage performing Wrecking Ball at a concert in Glastonbury, and at one point she yelled, I'm effing sick of men. Possibly the biggest red flag about their relationship at that time was that Liam was spotted without his wedding ring in July, just days after the incident occurred. The actor was spotted looking glum while picking up coffee by himself in LA. Miley was also spotted without her wedding ring in a slew of Instagram photos uploaded to her page over the past few days, up to hours before the news of the couple's split became public. Not only that, but the song she was performing at the time, Wrecking Ball, is notoriously well known to be about their breakup. Once when she performed it in London, she said to her fans, I wrote the song after somebody who broke my heart, and I just wanted to say F you, and make sure every time he turned on his radio, he would hear my song and will keep hearing it for the rest of his life. Number 5, the release of Flowers. The hype around Miley's new song began when fans noticed its release date. The new single dropped on January 13th, which was Liam Hemsworth's 33rd birthday. While yes, this could be a simple coincidence, when you look at the song's lyrics, it seems like it's more than that. Through the music, Miley opens up about finding joy and empowerment after a painful breakup, with the chorus centering around buying yourself flowers and learning how to embrace independence. If you didn't know, Miley and Liam dated on and off for about a decade and had a whirlwind marriage before their relationship came to an end. So when it comes to Hollywood relationships, they were actually together for a very long time, because they met when they were teenagers. They first crossed paths on the set of the last song back in 2009. They fell in love during production, and at the time Miley was quoted saying, he really respects me for who I am, because coming from Australia, he really didn't know me as the celebrity I am here. I got to tell him about myself on my own terms and my own way. He had no preconceived notion of who I was supposed to be. Back when they met, Miley was already mega famous, so it makes sense that she was always hoping to find someone that wouldn't get caught up in that craziness. Number 4 says she doesn't miss him. In November of 2020, Miley released her 7th studio album Plastic Hearts, which features a song called WTF Do I Know. That track includes the line, I don't even miss you anymore, and fans have speculated that this was directed at Liam, before Miley literally confirmed it herself on Howard Stern. She revealed on the show that that line was referring to Liam, and said, sometimes you miss people more than others, and sometimes things get easier. Time kind of heals all, but that was at a time where I felt really strong, and then some days I don't. She spoke about what really ended her marriage with Liam, and insisted that alcohol was not to blame. She said that she still had love for him, but there was too much conflict in their relationship. She said, when I come home, I want to be anchored by someone. I don't get off on drama or fighting. And that just brings us back to the idea that the two of them became fundamentally different people towards the end of their relationship. Since they met when they were both very young, teenagers, it was almost guaranteed that they were going to grow and change into the people they were always supposed to be. That's likely where the conflict came from. Number 3, happier without him. In August of 2019, Miley took to Twitter to address the rumors that she and Liam split up due to her cheating on him. She claimed that although she had to make a decision to leave her previous life behind, meaning the one she shared with Liam, her life post-divorce is actually the healthiest and happiest that she's been in a long time. She tweeted, I can admit to a lot of things, but I refuse to admit that my marriage ended because of cheating. Liam and I have been together for a decade. I've said it before and it remains true. I love Liam and always will. But at this point, I had to make a healthy decision for myself to leave a previous life behind. I am the healthiest and happiest I've been in a long time. You can say I'm a twerking, smoking, foul-mouthed hillbilly, but I am not a liar. I am proud to say I'm simply in a different place from where I was when I was younger. And just like that, Miley was able to hit back at the haters and shut down rumors that she was the reason for her marriage to end. Not only that, but she hinted at the fact that she had outgrown Liam as a person, and that was a good thing. Number 2, Bruno Mars lyrics. Although the singer isn't credited as a sample on the song Flowers, many people believe that his 2012 hit song When I Was Your Man was reworked to fit into Miley's breakup anthem. This pretty much makes her a lyrical genius. In Bruno Mars' song, he expressed regret about a past relationship and pretty much admits that he should have been more attentive attentive to his ex when they were together. He sings, "I should have bought you flowers and held your hand. Should have given you all my hours when I had the chance." While in Miley's version, she changes up the lyrics a bit to reflect her state of mind without Liam and sings, "I can buy myself flowers and I can hold my own hand. Talk to myself for hours, say things you don't understand." In the song, you can see that she's finding joy and empowerment after a breakup, and essentially saying that she's better off on her own. And even the tune of the two tracks are similar. Fans have since theorized that Liam once dedicated the song to Miley, and if that's true, it would make Flowers all the more brutal since she reinvented the song to be about self-love. And coming in at number 1, Taking the High Road. Miley was heavily criticized by Liam's family, who seemed to make it their mission to make her feel bad about how their relationship panned out. Chris Hemsworth and his wife Elsa Pataki were obviously angry about the way she was supposedly treating Liam. In one interview, Elsa spoke about their breakup and said, "My brother-in-law, well, after a relationship that you've dedicated 10 years to, he's a little bit down, but he's coping well. He's a strong boy and he deserves the best. I think he deserves much better. You can always find support in your family, and he's joined at the hip with his brother, who has been there to give all the strength he needed." She was referencing the fact that Liam moved in with Chris and Elsa after the divorce for extra support. Chris Hemsworth also dissed Miley in an interview with News.com. He was speaking about his younger brother's journey and said, "He's out there training and staying fit, and back in Australia doing his thing. We got him out of Malibu," which is where Liam and Miley lived together. Now, she could have easily responded and defended herself, considering that Liam's family only had one side of the story, but Miley obviously chose to be the bigger person here and not let that negativity get to her.
Fans of the Kardashians are going wild after many noticed that Kim Kardashian had unfollowed Miley Cyrus on Instagram. This comes after the singer's live New Year's Eve special with Pete Davidson, and some people are thinking it's because Miley was being maybe a little bit too flirty with Pete. Who am I kidding? Some? Everyone is thinking that this is the reason why she unfollowed. Now, some of you may be thinking that if she never followed Miley in the first place, aren't people getting all riled up over nothing? Well, it may not be for nothing. Miley clearly looks to be moving in on Pete, and Kim isn't having any of it. Back on December 10th, after her appearance with Pete on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, Miley was spotted pulling into the parking lot of Davidson's Staten Island condo. A source exclusively told Page 6, they left NBC around 8:30 and arrived at Pete's place around 9:40 p.m. On the show, Miley sang a cover of Yvonne Fair's "It Should Have Been Me" as a way of taking a playful jab at Pete and Kim's new romance. After promoting their upcoming New Year's Eve special, a Miley fan account also noticed that Kim Kardashian must have been watching. They later tweeted, "Kim Kardashian started following Miley on Instagram." So we know that there was a point where she was following Miley, but as of yesterday, you can no longer find her following Miley nor Miley following Kim. Could be nothing, but many think that there is behind the scenes drama going down between these three now. The New Year's Eve special seemed to go off without any major problems other than Miley's minor wardrobe malfunction. However, the flirtatious nature of their performance have left many fans wondering if this caused a ripple in the relationship with Kim. Plus, according to this screenshot of an email story submission sent to Demois, someone alleged, "I heard this B-list comedian / actor has some scandalous pics of this A-list singer on his phone. Could that be why his new lady friend recently did some IG house cleaning?" Then a Twitter user put that screenshot out and added, "It came to my ears that Kim Kardashian's unfollow on Miley Cyrus would have been for supposed photos of Miley on Pete's phone. Is it true or just another marketing strategy by Kim to get a good performance in the new phase of the Kardashians?" Now that being said, upon looking into this just a little bit more, and by more I mean beyond what your average news site is reporting, I found out that Miley's boyfriend Max Morando had actually spent all week with Miley and Pete while they were rehearsing for the show. Plus, at the end of the show, Miley sang a love song that she wrote for Max recently, so someone is clearly trying to sell a fake story to the blogs, and what that last user said about this being the new phase of the Kardashians really starts to make sense. I mean, what better way to get people to continuously talk about you? If all she has to do is unfollow someone and that sets off all of this, you have to know that the Kardashian household understands this. They can read the news as well, and they can see their own name in it a million times. With their show coming to an end, they don't have the constant camera filming them, so now they have to create real drama in the real world. Plus, Kim and Pete were also spotted boarding a private jet for a post-New Year's vacation to the Bahamas. Not only will this be their first substantial trip together, but it's also a reunion after spending both Christmas and New Year's on opposite coasts. Although she handled the wardrobe fail with the utmost confidence, just as we entered into 2022 when Miley was ringing in the new year on her NBC special titled Miley's New Year's Eve Party, the 29-year-old singer lost her top during the performance, which caused her to quickly quickly improvise and change up her attire at the last second, all while still performing a rendition of her song Party in the USA. The moment took place right after she had performed her hit song We Can't Stop, and then was transitioning into Party in the USA. As she was strutting around on the stage in a silver outfit, she could be seen at one point holding onto her top as she continued to sing the opening lyrics of the song. She turned her bare back to the cameras and then headed towards the backstage area as her backup singers and band continued playing. During the first chorus of the song Angels Like You, she returned to the stage wearing the red blazer that she had previously worn earlier in the night. Even between her lyrics though, she poked fun at what just went down and said, "Everybody's definitely looking at me now, I'm still in the most clothes that I've ever worn on stage." And she said that all in between the lyrics. I mean, it was really skillful to watch, and to be able to see her recover so fast and then just comment on it immediately, all while being filmed for live television. Once you're live, there's no stopping the performance, so she can fix her wardrobe whenever something like this happens. And it looks like Miley never intended on stopping despite having her top literally not wanting to cooperate with her. Miley ended the evening by saying to the audience, "Thank you so much everybody, thank you. Tonight's show was all about being flexible, rolling with the punches, and making the best out of even the worst circumstances. And that resilience shouldn't end here. Let's bring that into the new year with us. We've all learned how to expect the unexpected, and rather than see it as a problem, let's see it as an opportunity. I wish everyone here in Miami and everyone watching from home a happy and healthy 2022. Thank you for making tonight possible. You were really all that I needed to have the ultimate party." And the New Year's Eve special aired live on NBC and was filmed in Miami, as I mentioned earlier. Cyrus also made sure to mention that the entire crowd in attendance had all been vaccinated, which was a growing concern as we approached New Year's Eve and Omicron cases began to rise, shutting down a lot of events. The special also marked the first time that Carson Daly had not hosted NBC's New Year's Eve coverage since 2004. After being about 10 months into this global pandemic, many of us have gone through it with a little sense of reality left intact. So much craziness has been happening every single day that it's almost impossible to believe every piece of news that comes out. Although when the Pentagon released 3 declassified UFO videos that clearly show visitors from another world, it cleared up all of the speculation as to whether or not these tapes were real. Months after this news broke, Miley Cyrus had sat down with Rick Owens to chat about her upcoming Metallica cover album. During that interview though, Cyrus spoke about her interaction with an alien and their spacecraft. The story came out after the conversation had shifted to Area 51, and the question was posed to Owens as to whether or not he believed in extraterrestrial beings. Rick said that he doesn't really believe in aliens, but added that it was a little arrogant to assume that there's nobody else but us. Leading up to the release of this new information about aliens, the hype around our little green friends had never been higher. After Bob Lazar, who worked for S9, did his documentary with Jeremy Corbell called Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers, people everywhere were demanding answers. There were Facebook events created with the express purpose of gathering to storm Area 51. I mean, nothing ever came to fruition and no one actually made it past the front gates, but to appease this growing frustration, we received confirmation that the government had at the very least identified that no one on Earth owned these spacecrafts. During her conversation with Rick, Miley recounted her own run-in with some aliens. Miley said, "I was driving through San Bernardino with my friend and I got chased down by some sort of UFO. I'm pretty sure about what I saw, but I'd also bought weed wax from a guy in a van in front of a taco shop, so it could have been the weed wax, but the best way to describe it is a flying snowplow. It had this big plow in the front of it and it was glowing yellow. I did see it flying and my friend saw it too. There were a couple of other cars on the road and they also stopped to look, so I think what I saw was real." The whole experience left Miley shaken up for 5 days, and according to her, she couldn't even look at the sky the same way because she feared that they might be coming back. When Rick asked her if this meant that she felt threatened by them, Miley responded with, "I didn't feel threatened at all actually, but I did see a being sitting in front of the flying object. It looked at me and we made eye contact, and I think that's what really shook me, looking into the eyes of something that I couldn't quite wrap my head around. But you're so right to say that it's a form of narcissism to think that we're the only things that could be in this vast universe." Rick did a really great job of responding to what Miley was saying as if it was as real as possible. I know because Miley said that it could have been the weed wax, most people would have just shut her down right there. That being said, we can't really do that now because the Pentagon themselves have admitted that aliens are out there. Owen said an experience like that would be very disorientating because it shakes up everything you think you know. It just throws the whole system that we have of order into chaos.
Here's the thing. Anyone who knows me knows that I am obsessed with this girl and have been ever since the Hannah Montana days, but she is killing me with all of this drama. I don't even know how to defend her anymore and I'm not really happy about it. A lot of went down this past weekend as news articles circled saying that Miley and husband Liam Hemsworth have split after she posted a picture without her wedding ring on. They have been married less than a year and both their reps confirm that they have decided to separate. The two of them got married last December at an intimate ceremony at her home in Tennessee, and only 8 months after tying the knot, the two of them are over. A rep for Miley released a statement to People saying, "Ever evolving, changing as partners and individuals, they have decided this is what's best while they focus on themselves and careers. They still remain dedicated parents to all of their animals they share while lovingly taking this time apart. Please respect their process and privacy." I don't even think Miley respects her own privacy, to be honest. The photo that started the announcement was taken while Miley vacationed with her older sister Brandy and Brody Jenner's ex-wife Caitlyn Carter. They booked a trip to Italy just 1 week after People confirmed Caitlyn split with Brody just after 1 year of marriage. Apparently this is like a thing going on, everyone's just getting divorced. On Friday, Caitlyn posted a selfie of her and Miley on a boat in some sexy swimsuits and captioned it, "Rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby." Brody commented on the photo saying, "Hot girl summer," with the flames emoji. I can't tell if he was being sarcastic or was trying to low-key flirt with her and be like, "You look good, girl." It's really just hard to tell. But it was the pictures that surfaced after that actually rocked the boat. Rocked the whole damn ocean, to be honest. It pretty much caused a tsunami. Caitlyn and Miley have been friends for years, but they were looking more than friends after steamy pictures of them making out were posted online. In the set of pictures, you can see them holding hands, putting their arms around each other, cuddling, and full-on making out with each other. The world was shook. Not because Miley's making out with a girl, we've seen that from her before, that's really not surprising at this point, but we were shook because they both split from their husbands and are now just making out on a beach towel in Italy. Like what? But the shade continues, you guys. After the scandal broke the internet, the next day Miley started posting pictures on the Italy mountaintops with quotes about changing, moving forward, and even an iconic caption, "Life's a climb, but the view is great." Only true Hannah Montana fans will get this reference. So, shortly after, Brody posted a picture of him on a mountaintop and captioned it, "Don't let yesterday take up too much of today." Brody's good friend Brandon Lee commented on it saying, "Let's round this scandal out and post a pic of us making out." To which Brody replies, "Watch out, pics of Liam and I holding hands on the beach coming soon." Just when you thought there was no shade left to throw, guess who chimes in? My girl Miley. Miley replies to Brody's comment saying, "Go take a nap in your truck and cool off. Hashtag hot girl summer." Savage. She is an absolute savage. Brody didn't have anything to say after that, and Caitlyn has kept her mouth shut so far. But I'm secretly hoping that changes. I'm just kind of ready to watch all of this play out. No one knows what's really going on with Miley and Caitlyn, if it's just like a flirty friendship, or if they are going to be something more serious. As for Liam and Miley, it's incredibly disappointing seeing as the two of them have had an on and off relationship for the past 10 years. I was really rooting for them. I thought this was going to be it, but I was very much wrong.
Miley Cyrus had a terrifying experience recently while flying that resulted in the pilot needing to make an emergency landing. While on her way to Paraguay to headline a music festival, the plane was actually struck by lightning. Along with her on the plane were family, crew members, and her band when they got caught up in a bad storm. What's crazy is that Miley was actually recording a video during the storm and caught the moment that the plane was hit by a bolt of lightning. In the short clip, you see a flash of light as the passengers can be heard gasping in shock as the cabin shakes after being hit. On her Instagram, Miley writes, "To my fans and everyone worried after hearing about my flight to Asuncion, our plane was caught in a major unexpected storm and struck by lightning. My crew, band, friends, and family who were all traveling with me are safe after an emergency landing. We were unfortunately unable to fly into Paraguay. I love you." And Miley was supposed to be headlining the second day of the festival there, which is happening for the first time in 3 years because of COVID. After the plane incident, the organizers for the festival confirmed that Miley would no longer be appearing. Miley was on her way from Colombia, where she had just performed for the latest stop of her Attention tour. I feel though for the people that got tickets to this festival. I mean, Miley was expected to headline day 2 until she wasn't able to, and before that, day 1 was already canceled due to harsh weather conditions. Despite bad weather, that still didn't stop fans though from trying to catch some live music. Apparently Machine Gun Kelly, who was supposed to perform as well on day 1, opted to instead hold a mini concert outside of his hotel. He let fans on Twitter know and said, "The concert grounds flooded in Paraguay tonight, so they canceled our set, but I just ordered a huge speaker, so meet me out front of my hotel right now, you're getting a show." To which many fans said, "You can do that?"
And the Foo Fighters were also scheduled to headline on Tuesday, plus Doja Cat and Jane's Addiction were also set to perform. Due to all of these issues, the festival organizers announced more information about refunds on the main social page for the festival. And it must just be so incredibly frustrating though for festival organizers to have already waited so long because of the pandemic, and now they have to probably cancel again because of the bad weather conditions. Very, very unfortunate situation. To bring this back around though, we were very happy to learn that despite being struck by lightning, Miley and her team managed to land safely. So I guess we should just be, I don't know, counting our blessings. According to her website, Miley's next scheduled performance is Saturday at Brazil's Lollapalooza Music Festival.